Hi, this is Penny from Penniless Parenting, and today I'm going to show you how to go from a whole chicken into individual pieces like this. Here's how.
So what we're going to do first, when we cut up the chicken, is lay it down on its back. You're going to want to cut down with a sharp knife, separating the leg bones from the breastbone. Now once you do this, you flip it over, and you're going to stick your knife over here and cut a little bit, and then you break the chicken's back. Now, once you broke the spinal column, you just use your knife to cut the skin and the rest of the flesh. So that way you have two separate parts of the chicken. You have this plastic is getting in the way. You have now the legs, and you have the upper part. Now this is easiest to just break it in half like that. And you don't have to worry about cutting bones. And then you just cut along wherever it's already broken. And now we have thighs and legs. If you want to leave them attached, you could leave them attached. I prefer to cut them into separate parts. Just cut with a sharp knife around on the skin and the flesh. And then when you get to the bones, just break it. And again, cut a little more to separate it. And now, let it twist it around to get your separate pieces. Now, when it comes to the chicken breast, I don't like leaving the skin on the breast. What I do is I take the skin off and I put it aside for later. Just pull it off, it comes off easily enough. At this point you actually could cut up the wings. I forgot because the other wing is already missing. You do the same thing, you just cut around the edges. And then you break it like that. And now we have the wing separate. Now that your skin is off and you have your chicken breast, what you're going to do is going to cut along the middle over here down to the breastbone. You don't want to cut into the breastbone. You want it, once you reach the breastbone, you put the knife as far down as you can and cut along the breastbone to separate the chicken breast from the breastbone. And now you have your chicken breast. Now if you want to make this, you do the same thing on the other side. Now with this you can make it into chicken cutlets just by cutting flat across the surface like that. Now you have one chicken cutlet piece. Do the same thing again. Another piece. And another piece. Now you do the same thing to both sides, and then that's pretty much it. And then once I take off this chicken breast from the other side, I take the carcass that's left. I'll show you the carcass in just a second. The carcass is the breastbones and the ribs and the chicken neck, and I take that and I use that to make a chicken base soup. Just boil it in water with salt until it's all soft. And then you see there's still some meat left on the bones over here. And don't throw it out. The meat over here, once you boil it into soup, you just pick off the meat. Once it's boiled, then it'll come up more easily. And then you just use those in another dish. Now, I have a little more skin that's left on over here. Pull that off. Now with this skin that's left from the chicken, I just take that and I use that to make rendered chicken fat.